Hi, everyone.
Hello. It looks like we're live.
We are live. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We've never done this before.
Just gonna wait for
Let everybody roll
a few
in.
people to get in. How's everybody doing today?
Send us some hearts if you're doing well.
Hello, everyone. I wonder if I can match that emoji perfectly.
All right, we've got an exciting lineup this week. We are, as you all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we have some awesome mental health advocates, some mental health experts and therapists lined up this month. Today we have a special guest, Logan Henderson.
That's right.
He's a musician and also a mental health advocate. So we will wait until he requests to go live.
But in the meantime, where's everybody coming from? Where are you watching from?
Yeah, comment your current location where you're being quarantined.
We're in Los Angeles. So it's I believe like 75 and sunny today. Can't complain about the weather.
Can't complain. No way.
Arizona.
Brazil. See Brazil. San Diego.
All right.
Will you save this live? Yes, we're planning on saving the live I think it'll be on our stories for 24 hours. And then if we're not technically challenged, we'll put it on IGTV. Okay, here is Logan. Let's see. Just waiting for him to... Oh, Connecticut. Oh, hey.
Whoa.
Hello.
How are ya?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, doing well.
I like the hats.
Thank you. I know. I feel like it's been so hot in LA and Vegas that I just get to kind of just wear beach clothes all the time.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Awesome.
It's wonderful. Well, for those of you that don't know who we're talking to right now, his name is Logan Henderson. He was a part of the global pop sensation Big Time Rush as a gold recording artist. His EP Echoes of Departure and The Endless Street of Dreams came out May 18th of 2018. And his singles End of the World and Bite My Tongue both went top 40 in the US. So everybody, please welcome to our show, a friend of BroglieBox, Mr. Logan Henderson, everybody.
That was quite the introduction. Please introduce me everywhere I go.
I will.
Okay.
He took notes even. It's impressive. But yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know who we are, we founded a company called BroglieBox. We send mental wellness care packages out. And we're super excited, Logan, to have you on. Before you got on, we were just mentioning that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Yeah. And we've talked to you so much about mental health, and you're just such an advocate for mental health. So we appreciate you being here to talk with us.
Thank you for having me. You guys are doing awesome stuff. I love you as human beings. And then also just think it's amazing with the stuff that you guys have been doing with the company. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll kick it off. I have some questions. And then we have some questions that some fans wrote in, so we'll talk about those. And then we have a little fun thing that we're going to do at the end that Dustin has planned up his sleeve. Okay, so first of all, with it being Mental Health Awareness Month, just wondering, like, what does mental health mean to you? What does mental wellness mean to you? And how do you practice self-care? Yeah,
mental health was always kind of a weird thing. Hearing that, I always thought, like, oh, if somebody has good mental health, then... you know, they're fine. They got things kind of figured out. And I think for the longest time, I thought that that's what was healthy, was making sure that I had things figured out. And it puts a lot of pressure on people, put a lot of pressure on me. But come to find out, thinking about mental health and thinking about my own wellness, the biggest thing for me was being open and honest about my emotions and also, you know, my feelings. And I think it's important to be open and honest with yourself, but I felt like the more that I kind of grew and was able to kind of help myself, it was me really also being honest with other people, including, which I know is kind of hard to open up to people all the time, but I felt like the most growth and the better I felt was whenever I was able to have open conversation, open dialogue with other people. So that's something that I wrote some of this stuff down because I was like, oh, what is this? Because I think for the longest time it kind of confused me. And then I put here, I write music in here, and also just random thoughts and feelings. It's like my
I like the old school composition notebook.
I know. And then I said something else that was that helped me kind of move forward was understanding my emotions and my habits, and being able to feel, and finding healthy ways of doing that. And I think that was the biggest thing. It was like kind of what mental healthness was for me, was knowing that I don't have everything figured out all the time, but if I can make healthy steps in kind of working on those things and actually feeling what I feel, then that's kind of like what mental health was for me, and that's kind of what helps me work through it.
Yeah,
that's great.
I feel like the part about opening up to people, especially the first couple times, it's really scary. But then, did you feel like the reaction was what you expected, or like?
Yeah, it was much better. I think it's easy to feel kind of like I've got things all taken care of, and I'm for one, I'm somebody who has a real trouble with reaching out to people and asking for help, because I like to think that I've got everything, figured out and I've got it under control. But I think whenever I started to see the most change in my life and with my relationships was whenever I was able to kind of open up and say, hey, I'm going through this. And amazing to, how many people that are such strong people in my life who have been, major support for me also are going through the same things, but you don't know if you never talk about it. And so to feel like, hey, I'm not by myself, I'm not the only one. There's people that are going through this on a daily. It's something, it's important that we work together. This is what we're here for, is to help each other and work together and work through it. And I was kind of amazed at that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I guess besides talking openly about it, is there anything you do on like a regular basis, either daily or weekly, to kind of maintain your mental health or like practice self-care? Like,
well, I talked to you guys a little bit this morning because you guys had good news about the contest that you guys were in, which I'm super excited for. So good for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I was working out because I noticed whenever I slack on doing stuff physical, which is, it can be going out hiking and kind of clearing my head. And then I also kind of do meditation kind of within that, but working out and is kind of the biggest thing for me, which is something that I do daily just to keep my mind fresh. And it kind of allows a string of really healthy habits after that, which is I want to eat healthier. I want to be more active. I want to go to sleep at a decent time, especially whenever we're in this quarantine. It's like, what are we doing? Like, there's no schedule so much. And so it becomes very hard to kind of manage something that's no schedule. It's like, in order for me to, ease up on my drinking, which I know is super easy to do whenever you're like hanging out, not doing anything and watching TV until 2 o'clock in the morning, it's just kind of, you can easily get into a bad series of kind of habits. And so working out is something that helps me do kind of everything on the right path.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, a few fans wrote in asking about how you're doing during quarantine and how you're staying healthy. And so you kind of talked on that a little bit, but I guess how's your mindset been? Maybe like, and you and I've talked about this online, like, or offline, like how it was at the beginning and then maybe how it is now. Like if that's changed at all, or if things have gotten better for you.
Yeah, each day is different. I don't think for me, it's not necessarily been like a steady, like, now I know what's going on. I think each day is a little bit different. Some days I'm kind of down about, not being able to see people, not being able to go out and having like a normal workflow. But things that have really helped that is, being able to get on these calls. These kind of like Zoom sessions are always helpful. I know that cooking is big for me. So I know that's like something very small, but it actually helps me kind of like get out of my face and just kind of enjoy the moment. And I've been writing a lot of music. So there's people just like me, a lot of my friends, a lot of producers who also are very creative people. We thrive on connection and being able to talk. And whenever you can't do that, it can be a problem. And so I know that I've gotten with some of my friends and producers, and we've been doing sessions. So that'll take up still 4 to 6 hours a day. But it's a time that we can talk about what's going on in the world and what's going on with us. And it's funny. Sometimes the best music comes from sometimes the worst times. So although it's a tough time, it's been something that's been very helpful.
Yeah.
I just had a quick question. Any good recipes that you've come up with while you've been in quarantine?
The worst kinds, really. But my sister's been making banana bread. She's great at baking stuff. So I know Presley, she's got it under control. But I've been trying to eat pretty healthy. So I've been doing much more fish since my girlfriend is a pescatarian. We've been eating a lot of fish, and then I've been like in the very beginning of quarantine, I was like pasta every meal. And then I was like, wow, this is not good. So I had to like slow down. And so we've been doing a lot of like vegetables and trying like a lot of different dishes that I don't normally do. So like Thai and Indian and stuff like that.
That's great.
Yeah, we've been exploring a lot of the kitchen too.
I'll send you a little list of recipes.
Yeah. Logan's recipe list. We'll put it up on the blog.
Absolutely.
So let's see what else I have here. Do you have a story that you might want to share related to a time that you overcame a mental health challenge?
Yeah. Well, we touched on this a little bit, but this can kind of apply for any tour or anything that I feel like I've done thus far with work, because sometimes the work is super turbulent, and the schedules are also just so demanding. It's fun because that is exactly what I love doing, and there's absolutely no need to complain, but it is kind of sometimes a schedule where you need to really kind of check yourself. And so I remember coming off of the last radio run I had for Pull Me Deep, and it was a lot of work just to kind of like make all the dates and make all the radio shows, and still like struggling trying to get new music and being creative without having to be like push yourself to the limit. So after kind of that radio run, I was just burnt out. I completely just torched myself mentally. And I remember coming to you guys, and I reached out to another few friends where I was just I felt like a little broken in some ways, and needed just some space and time for myself. And I think that's kind of like what I was mentioning to you guys, it was important time for me to open up and tell people kind of what I was going through. And I think seeing their response and those people already having, my friends already having like experience in that field in that way, really helped me out. So it's not necessarily one big story, but it is kind of accumulation of different things. And
Sure.
And I think it's kind of what mental health, what the good thing about that is, it is a constant need to check in with people and not just do it once or be like, oh, well, they're good now. It's a constant thing. It's something that you have to keep in check, just like anything. It's a sport that you have to exercise.
Yeah, it would be like going to the gym. You're not going to go to the gym once and get ripped and then, never go back to the gym. You have to maintain it.
Absolutely.
I would know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had some questions which you kind of answered this, but about like pulling yourself out of a dark place, or advice for anyone dealing with like destructive thoughts, anxiety, and depression. And so you kind of mentioned just like, checking in with your friends and keeping that contact alive and not being afraid to open up that conversation. So I think that's really good. And then something
that gets out, I'm sorry, before you do that, just the last thing that I was going to touch on was, I think, a heart of service and going out and helping people. It's amazing. It's how things work. But, a lot of the stuff that we give is a lot of stuff that we get in return. So I was going to say, like, I know that helps a lot, is if you're able to do stuff for others, it really allows you to kind of like take a step into your life where you wouldn't necessarily be able to kind of understand it. You get to like learn in a lot of different ways. So yeah.
Absolutely.
My grandma always said, like, what you give, you get back threefold. And I think it's so true in so many ways. And like, I've seen that throughout my life, and friends who have told me about different service projects that they've worked on. Like, it's so rewarding for yourself, kind of to see the impact that you have. So
absolutely. Yes, that's the best rules.
The last question was from a fan, was they're dealing with like social anxiety, and they're nervous to meet new people, and just want to see if you have any tips for overcoming fear. So you've done a lot of things in your life that have been new and maybe scary, and like you had some fear. So do you have any like quick tips or any just advice on like overcoming fear or obstacles?
Yeah, it still happens all the time. I'm scared. Sometimes it is just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to go out. I don't want to mess with it. So quarantine can be helpful with that. But no, it is important to go out. Honestly, the best way that I've come to find out more about myself is to just go through it. Sometimes it's hard, but little by little, I think if you challenge yourself and you get yourself out of your comfort zone, that's when you really do the most growing. And most of the time you figure out things are not as scary as they seem. And also, like I said, a lot of people have gone through the same stuff, are going through the same stuff. So that's something that you can relate on, and it's something that I think moves everybody in a forward motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice. I like that. I think sometimes just working through something and then you realize like, whoa, I did that. That was really cool.
It can be hard, but understanding, hey, I'm uncomfortable in this situation. I feel it, and how do I use it, and how do I keep on moving forward? I think as long as you are taking steps necessary and you're not shutting yourself off, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, even if it's baby steps to begin with, as long as you're moving forward, if it's incrementally, then at least you're moving forward.
Absolutely.
All right, so now we're gonna do some fun, lighten up the mood.
All right,
okay.
we got the hard-hitting questions now, Logan.
Okay.
So I've got 15 questions here. These are gonna be rapid fire, this or that.
I'm terrible at rapid fire, but yes, let's do this.
All right, we're gonna go down the list here. I'm gonna decide if you're right or not at the end of it. My sole discretion.
Yeah.
My sole discretion. So hopefully you don't fail this test.
I've failed a lot of tests, so hey, let's just keep it going.
All right, here we go. Number 1, Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Pop or indie music?
Oh, indie pop. Can we just do that?
All right. Fail. Laundry or dishes?
Say it again.
Laundry or dishes?
Oh, dishes.
All right. When it comes to toilet paper, over or under?
Oh, it's gotta be over.
Okay. All right. Donut or do not touch my drum set?
Do not touch my drum set.
All right. Vacation or staycation?
Staycation.
All right. New phone or who dis?
New phone, who dis? New phone.
Okay. Poke bowl or the hokey pokey?
Poke bowl.
All right. Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Tom Cruise or go on a cruise?
Wow. Let's go on a cruise.
Okay.
Go on a cruise.
All right. Hot tub or hot wings?
Oh man, that's hard. Is it weird to do hot wings in the hot tub?
It's
Probably.
kind of weird. Not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, let's just stick with hot wings. I'm gonna set a food kick.
All right. Stop whining or whine o'clock?
Whine o'clock.
All right. Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas. I'm gonna have to say Christmas. I see more of my family.
Christmas. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Invent a new gadget or discover a new species?
Discover a new species.
Mm-hmm. And our final this or that question. Would you rather be trapped in a room with 10,000 tarantulas or eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes?
Oh man, that's difficult. I think I'd just go for the eat. I don't think I can handle all that around me. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'll do survivor mode. Honestly, those were some interesting questions. I was not expecting any of those.
Thank you. I will tell you that you you passed. You passed the test.
Great.
You got 10 out of 15 right. So
I was getting really closer with the hot wings in the hot tub.
That's the one that always throws them.
Yeah, that's grounds for getting kicked out.
Amazing. All right. Well, do you have any last words of advice? Do you want to announce anything? Talk about anything that you've been up to, or new music,
New music coming soon. Been making a lot of music, so I'm really happy with where things are headed. Just want to say that I love you guys, and I love that you're doing this. When you told me you were doing this, I got very excited because I think you guys are amazing. The BroglieBox is awesome, and anybody viewing out there.
That it was your idea for us to do this.
Yeah, there we go.
We give you the credit.
I'll take it. Yes, we were all there. We're all brainstorming. But yeah, anyways, just to let everybody out there know that I'll definitely do a lot more of these kind of like lives, and I enjoy doing them, and love to everybody out there.
All righty.
Thanks.
Well, thanks a lot, Logan.
Love you guys. Talk to you.
Take care.
Bye.